The lamp that God ignites, whoever puffs at it will burn his own beard. This is the Restart program, a Hosseini program presented to you. This is the most dangerous program in 700 years, dedicated to the Iranians out of love for that beautiful one. And anyone who fights against this restart or has even a speck of a problem in their heart with this program, which is the only divine historical program being presented, should certainly go back and check their ancestry and their seed. Restart is a program that has been presented to the people of Iran and is a favor to the Iranian nation. Now recently they haven't declared us apostates, they haven't cursed at us, they haven't attacked us. Whenever I speak, they attack. Now that they aren't, what have they done? They're riding the wave. All the mullahs on the pulpit are talking about the perfect human and Sufism. The perfect man means Sufism. The words tasawwuf, mystic, Sufi, and the Sufis around him, Mahdi, Hadi, Imam of the age, all mean this, exactly what we are talking about. Now they are discussing the meaning, wanting to ride this wave. The perfect man is not a wave that any soap suit can ride on. Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to Restart. Well, we are at your service. Let me tell you, with the Restart program last week, we talked about the Valley of Gnosis. Another term in the program is the seeker. Let me put it this way. A seeker is someone who becomes a restartee, meaning the Valley of Quest begins. And as I'm telling you, something inside their body stirs, and like you and me sitting here listening to this program, we could be doing many other things. Like, there are millions of programs, some are sexy, they have everything in them. They have everything, I mean movies and series and such. You've let that go and latched onto listening to this program. This very act, and from the moment you find the perfect man, either in a dream or in wakefulness, meaning you understand that this is the perfect man. Now if you're a Christian, Christ comes into your dream and says, from today on don't listen to my words anymore because you never really listened to my words. Come, it is him. And from that moment your Valley of Quest begins. They will call you a seeker, meaning the one who finds the perfect man is called a seeker. This person is now moving along this path. From here, these 7 valleys, for example, we mentioned Attar's 7 valleys begin for you, meaning your Valley of Quest has started. Now, how far does this Valley of Quest go? As I said last time, it goes until Moses throws down his staff and it becomes a dragon in the same valley that you and I are in right now. Or Gabriel descends, or you see a UFO, or a being comes through the wall, or anything you can imagine. Fire speaks to you. When fire speaks to you, is the fire God. The proponents of the unity of being have no answer for this. How does the Quran say that Moses spoke with fire? Who is the fire? Is the fire God? Fire is fire. The fire is what you see. It's your bootleg vodka that you take to the park to have with your kebab. What is fire? Fire is just this. This fire said to Moses, Innani an Allah, meaning I am your God. And Moses accepted it, and this is a very important point. So this was in the Valley of Quest. When Moses passes the Valley of Quest, he goes up, and these are, let me tell you, he begins to understand other things. So when a seeker enters, meaning they find the perfect man, they enter the Valley of Quest. Mr. Hosseini, with all due respect, does he also enter the Valley of Love? Yes. Look, the Valley of Quest starts from 1 and goes to several billion. The Valley of Love is the same. The perfect man has passed all of these billion by billion like a university entrance exam. So all the people who are seekers, also, these are not separate from each other, meaning the Valley of Quest isn't like, in the name of God, it's finished, let's go to the Valley of Love. It's not like that. The Valley of Quest is within the Valley of Love. Meaning, the Valley of Quest is the planet Earth, which is in the Milky Way galaxy, and the planet Earth, which is the Valley of Quest, and the Valley of Love, which is the Milky Way galaxy, are both within, let me tell you, the universe. And this part of it is called the Valley of Gnosis, meaning these are all within each other. The world is convoluted and inside one another, and each seeker, in short, passes a certain amount of this. And the first goal and condition is to know the perfect man himself to be able to move on this path. These are things that throughout history, mystics, poets, whom you now call poets, and many other things have said, which I will present to you. Okay, before I enter the Valley of Gnosis, Let me first solve the problem a little so we can understand what this subject is. Look, dear friends, helping has two simple concepts. Let me explain in 2 lines. Number 1, you either help for your own satisfaction and God's satisfaction, this is forbidden, or you help. It's very different, sir. Even if I open the fridge and my wife and son ask for water, if I give it to them, it doesn't count. Raising your child is also your own business. You can't even talk to your child about religion. You can do everything with them. You can help them. You can send them to classes. Sir, is writing a book forbidden? Yes. You can write a medical book. You can write a scientific book. You can write a book on astronomy. You can write scientific material. Whatever it is, every time your pen touches the paper and you want to talk about God, about the perfect man, any move you want to make in this book requires permission. So religious books require permission. Other books don't. You, a scientist, you, Hawking, publishes a book, you can publish one too. Avicenna's books, very good. Go read his books. It's knowledge. It's very good for your daily knowledge. You can't say goodbye to God. Now, very briefly, very shortly, I want to pass over this subject so we can explain the next valley. See where you cannot do good deeds. We explain prayer. You cannot do good deeds in prayer. Church, synagogue, prayer, whatever. With whatever religion you have, whatever religion you are praying. If you perform 1 unit of prayer without the permission of the perfect man, you move 50 kilometers away from your own valley. To bring you back is an elephant's task, as they say. You can't come back. No one can, because your ego and that inner filth, which is the first lesson of Satanism, is ego. Satan's first thought was ego, even though he also prayed. So whatever Satan did exactly, and he didn't understand the perfect man, if you do the same thing, it is forbidden. Did Satan pray? Yes. So if you also pray, you can fail to understand the perfect man. So this path of knowing the perfect man and God, it's not at all related. The perfect man and Sufism and God, or Sufism and God, are not related to this subject. I mean, it's very simple. Did he know God? Yes. Satan even knew what was in hearts. What does that mean? Does it mean he saw UFOs? He saw many things, but in the end, Satan, in the definition in your mind, now I'm explaining the Satan of your mind. What was he? His main problem was ego. So you cannot pray. So no one can do good deeds in prayer. You can't pay for someone to pray for your father. Look, you yourself are a fool. You can't pray. How can you go to your dad's grave and pay for prayers to be said? His grave stinks, so you can't pray at all. So this fasting, you cannot fast. Why? Because now why? Look, in mysticism, there are points that are very deep. For example, among mystics, one cannot be stark naked in their own bath when alone. Why? Because 70% of your body is water. The universe revolves around water. This water is a being that has existed from the beginning, and this being is alive. Being, all its beginning. All beings are alive. No being in the universe has died. All are alive. That's why one doesn't get naked in the bath. A mystic. Worse than this, it gets to a point where Diogenes doesn't even stretch his legs out. Meaning he says, everywhere I look is God. How can I stretch my legs? But you really imagine, for example, I say Obama has come to your house. Would you stretch your legs out while sitting? Now look at the mystic, what level that mystic has reached. In the valley of Gnosis, everyone, in the third valley, he has felt this. In the valley of Gnosis, he doesn't even stretch his legs out. He never stretched his legs out for the rest of his life. When they killed him, they stretched his legs out. Meaning he died, they stretched his legs out in the grave. This is an important point. So these are all subjects that are within this very fasting. You cannot fast either. Whatever religion you are that you fast, you must have permission to fast. Why? Because I want to explain in the Valley of Gnosis, which I'm about to explain now, because whatever you do, you are screwing up the ass of the entire universe. You don't understand this. The reason is that you haven't seen anything, because you haven't seen. The truth is you and I are just talking nonsense. Religion, taxes too. You gave money to your family, to the church, synagogue, I don't know. You want to repent? What do you want to do, as you say? For every $2 you gave, it will cost you billions upon billions. because you do not have the right to give money. All this good and bad is latent in this. It's completely clear. So you can't give zakat either. You just can't. You must help someone who either has a connection with the perfect man, or you are sure that this person or this thought or this viewpoint is connected to the perfect man, is connected to Sufism. Otherwise, where are you giving your money? God's satisfaction is not in it at all, man. Hajj. We explained Hajj too. In Hajj there are 3 simple rules. You can only help yourself, you can help your family. This is the extent of the permission you have been given, meaning your maternal and paternal uncles and aunts, if they have financial problems, because you know them, you have Gnosis, you know that, this uncle of yours was wretchedly poor. From there you give your neighbor, you can help your neighbor up to a few houses away. If you help someone 2 alleys over, it will screw you over. The reason there is so much emphasis on the neighbor is for this very reason. So you cannot do this. You, enjoining good and forbidding evil, you can't tell your child to wake up in the morning and do their prayers. You can't. It's enjoining good. You must have permission. You must definitely be a prophet, definitely a perfect man, a maker of trainers, a maker of prophets. The perfect man told Muhammad ibn Abdullah to go sit up there in the cave of Hira. If it weren't for him, Muhammad couldn't have gone anywhere. Be sure he would have become a merchant, and now, for example, 4 of his shops would have been sealed and he would be gone. No one would have known him. He has nothing of his own. They call him Mahdi, they call him Hadi, they call him Imam of the age, they call him the Pole, they call him the Elder, they call him everything. Everything is him. So you cannot enjoin good, forbid evil. Now, a society that you can't even do it to your own mom, a mother can't do it to her child. Look, I don't know what society you're talking about. I don't understand these things anymore. Meaning any government that enjoins good, as long as enjoining good and forbidding evil is being practiced in that country, be careful of the seed of these people, because they say either you protest or you are dishonorable. It's Tasua, isn't it? Ashura is tomorrow, and the teaching of Ashura and Tasua is the same. Now, for example, you read some ridiculous hadith from your mom or aunt that whoever makes someone cry, look at the hadith. We have a filthy history. It says, whoever makes someone cry, whoever cries, whoever I don't know what cries, goes to heaven. You fool, have you even seen heaven? In which valley did you see heaven, that now if you make someone cry or laugh, you go to heaven? Who said that? First of all, our Ashura in mysticism and Sufism, we don't have mourning. Whoever mourns is an idiot. We don't have mourning. Tasua, Ashura is a celebration. Only on one date is Tasua, Ashura mourned. Ashura, Tasua means that you are happy that a person came and stood against oppression and dictatorship, was killed, and 70, 80 people of character were found in that society, in that era, who came and stood against the dictator and were killed, and you believe that this person was a great person. So he goes to, when he dies, he goes to a very good and happy place. We should all be happy. When does it become mourning? Mourning is when a Shia government becomes a dictator. Then mourning, meaning happiness, turns into mourning to make the government understand that we are against it. It's not, they say mourning is sorrow, and whoever cries for Hussein will not go to heaven. So this hadith is so ridiculous. Just flush it down the toilet. Man, listen, yeah, let's cry. And if it's about crying, then okay, bring your mom here now, entrust her to me. I'm going to rape her. You right now bring Makarem's mom, bring Safi Golpayegani's mom, bring, for example, this Ghulam Hossein Panahian's mom, bring her here. I want to rape her. I also want to shed 1 or 2 drops of tears for Hussein. Tell me, you who say this, who quote this hadith, if I do such and such to your mom now, would you, for example, do this? Would you be happy? I mean, I'm going to cry too. Tomorrow night I'll come and cry. Just entrust your mom to us for tonight. Do you think, for example, Mr. Makarem would entrust his mom to you? He says these things to make a fool of you. The fool himself wants to fool them in some way. This has nothing to do with Iran either. You go to a church, it's the same. You go to a synagogue, it's the same. They are all the same. If we go to heaven, if Christ surely forgives our sins, Mr. Villa owner Makarem, tomorrow morning I'll come and take your villa from you with torture. The same things you yourselves do. I'm going to heaven anyway. You won't give it, you won't see it in heaven. Whenever a mullah says this, go to him that very moment and say, Hosseini said hello, this is your mom. Entrust her to us for one night. We want to cry for all of Hussein tomorrow. Then he'll say, oh, you figured it out too? Bravo! You got it. Everyone got it. Everyone here got it. So in enjoining good, forbidding evil, you can't even do this to your own mom. My beautiful and dear friend, how nicely I am explaining this. For your mother's sake, understand this. You can't teach your child because the child's religion, the religion of his father and mother, is a religion of dishonor. It's not a correct religion. The child must think for himself, reflect for himself, understand for himself, and find religion, which now, your luck has been good. A star has been broadcast. You don't need to beat around the bush so much anymore. So you can't enjoin good, you can't forbid evil, you can't practice disassociation, you can't practice allegiance, you can't do anything, nothing. Judgment is forbidden. No one can become a judge, no one can become a judge. The Chief Justice must have direct permission to judge. What does judgment mean? It means that he must definitely know justice, which I want to explain now. Okay, let's get to... There's a lot of material in it. I just want to read one or two things from it so that some things in it become clear. Okay? There is a story by the dear Attar of Nishapur, our dear one. We told half of it. Many have messaged now that they are reading his book. Read it. It's no big deal. It's forbidden. It won't be very useful for you. Read it. It's no big deal. But if you think you'll understand it, it's difficult. You absolutely cannot understand it until you pass the Valley of Quest. Let's get the point. We are in the Valley of Gnosis, meaning you said Gnosis of good deeds. So, Gnosis of good deeds, if it is for the pleasure of God, you must definitely have permission. But if you want to help yourselves, do it. It's not a problem. Don't do those things for God's sake, because they will screw you over for whatever you want to do. Sir, a dog has fallen into something and is drowning. Should we save it? Let's save it. With what intention are you saving it? Your intention is what's important. Are you doing it for God? It doesn't help. Save it. You save it and your life is endangered. In your opinion, what is your job? A lifeguard? You yourself are in quicksand. How are you going to save the one next to you in the quicksand? Everyone has a job, their own job. A firefighter has gone to do firefighting. This is his job. He must save. His job is to go extinguish the fire, pull him out. With someone, Abasa said, "O man of love." Abasa, once or twice, some of the sentences are from Attar. They are found nowhere else. This lady, Abasa Tusi, I think is her last name, one of the great Sufi women of history, only Attar has mentioned her name. For example, some stories are only in Attar, meaning others haven't explained them. Why? Because as I said last time, each valley, the 7 cities you go to, these 7 valleys they go to, each of the seekers, a seeker means you and I, who can, after we have seen, each of us goes through this according to our own spiritual state. That's why the path that Attar took is definitely not the path that Rumi took, and the path of these two is definitely not like Saadi's. They are in the Valley of Love. Saadi understands something that Attar doesn't, or Attar something that, not that they don't understand. Their valleys are completely different. They are 2 different structures. One is looking with a microscope, one is looking with a telescope. Their jobs are completely different. That one is looking at the world with a telescope, this one with a microscope. It's very different. Not that they don't understand. If that one also comes to the microscope, his story, for each person based on their own atomic number, the structure of the input channels of thought, and let me tell you, it creates a new personality for this. He too comes and writes his own valley. These words that we have, the 7 that we have, are Attar's thoughts that are being written. Or for example, Hussein ibn Mansur al-Hallaj has a sentence. Hallaj says that, Attar says that they bring Hallaj in the next world with chains too. This sentence is nowhere to be found. This is only the cleverness of a Sufi around the perfect man named Attar, meaning some of the sentences belong to that beautiful one. It's that beautiful one who put them in Attar's mouth, meaning Attar saw that beautiful one in this way. Attar says on the Day of Judgment, they bring Hussein Mansur al-Hallaj in chains. People cry out that this is a good man. Why with chains again? He says even now if we let him go, he'll rip things apart. He's gone, meaning even in the next world, God brings him in chains out of fear. He rips the others apart. See what valley Hallaj reached. Why? Because as soon as we let him go, he says, I am God. If God understands that no, he starts explaining, you are hellish. He knows everything. He's a Sufi. Allah. He's not the perfect man. Abasa is the same. A female mystic says to someone, Abasa said, O man of love, may a speck of the pain of love shine upon your every book. She says to a man who was on the path of love, in the valley of love, she says, if a speck of the pain of love shines upon anyone. A very important point. I want to convey a message in this. Very important. Important. If he be a man, a woman is born from him. And if she is a woman, many a man comes from her. Have you not seen a woman born from Adam? Have you not heard of a man born from Mary? Attar reveals a great secret here. He says, man, the pain of love, this is the pain of childbirth. This pain of childbirth is the pain of a woman's love for her child. Why does a mother endure this pain of childbirth? To see that beautiful one in her belly. For the being that is in her belly, which men cannot understand, cannot feel, they really can't. Look, until you become a woman, now these things I'm saying, all the women are saying you're exactly right. A man can never understand this pain of love, but a woman understands the pain of love. From the moment it kicks in her belly, from the moment the seed is formed, from the moment the belly is in these 9 months, she understands this pain of love, and then the pain of love, a pain as her heart is divided for a being within herself. They gave her the pain of childbirth, meaning you must suffer pain to see this child of yours. This is exactly why, for you to understand that to see that beautiful one, you must suffer. You must give birth to see him, you must suffer. Not that it should be difficult, no. You might arrive in an hour, because time, in the valley of love there is no time. All this time is for the valley of quest. From the second valley on, there is no time. So many passed 2 valleys in 3 days, 5. He passed it in 1 night. He passed it in 2 nights. Mr. Rumi, under the supervision of the great Sufi, Shams Tabrizi, who shook him, destroyed him. So women understand this subject well. If he be a man, a woman is born from him. And if she is a woman, many a man comes from her. Have you not seen a woman born from Adam? Here he points out that Adam, now these are again stories. If he wants to, Adam is from these last few thousand years. Now these later, in the future, we are supposed to explain. This era of Adam, these last eras that we don't need to mix up. The first person who came into the world was Adam. Now that there has always been an Adam, when there is no Adam. I have to say something that is very difficult. Let me say 1 sentence, I will explain it in 15 more programs. As long as I don't exist, God cannot exist, for us to understand. So now say for how many thousands of years man, human, has existed. For billions. I explained an important secret to you. If I don't exist, God cannot exist. Meaning when God existed, man also existed. Where was he? This is a question we will ask in the future. We don't have this 4,000 and 6,000 years stuff. They'll make fun of you. Noah came. Time went. And the earth came. And time took. The present era, one of the eras of human existence in the universe. In this universe, one of its eras was Adam. He says, have you not seen a woman born from Adam? He says, Adam, from the pain of love, gave birth to a woman. This is a message, meaning he gave birth to Eve from the pain of love, and Mary from the pain of love gave birth to Jesus, gave birth to a man. Sir, so does this mean for the Holy Spirit, and these things that there was no one to know, and these things we will slowly go forward with later, until you find what you must completely, The work will never constantly open for you. When the kingdom comes to you by its shining, whatever is in your heart will come to be. Here is an important point. When the kingdom comes to you by its shining means they give you sovereignty. If that speck, the pain of love, a speck of it shines in you, you have sovereignty. Whatever is in your heart will come to be. It reminds me exactly of the poem, Wahdahu la ilaha illa huwa. He is one, there is no God but He, that I had read. What you see, your heart will desire, and what your heart desires, that you will see. What a verse this is. This is that same verse, meaning they have journeyed exactly in this valley. Now I want to say another thing. Look here. See how beautiful it is. When by its shining, meaning a speck of that beautiful one shines on you, the kingdom comes to you, you rule. Whatever is in your heart will come to be, meaning whatever comes to your heart, you see. Now I will read that poem for you one more time. Open the eye of the heart so that you may see the soul, what is unseen that you will see, if you set foot in the realm of love. With one word. So how do you want to interpret Hafez, my good boy? How do you want to interpret Rumi? How can you interpret these without the permission of the perfect man? Look, exactly realm of love means valley of love. Hafez is not lying either. He says, I saw these things in the valley of love, which I read last time. Now in the valley of love, Attar saw something else. He saw Adam giving birth. If you set foot in the realm of love, you will see all horizons as a rose garden. Upon all the people of that land, by their desire you will see the turning of the sphere of heaven. What you see, your heart will desire, and what your heart desires that you will see. Without head or foot, I know, there you will go. You will see the head as heavy for the kingdom of the world. There too, barefoot and lame, you will see your foot on the peak of the Farkadan stars. What the ear has not heard, that you will hear, and what the eye has not seen, that you will see, until it brings you to a place where you see one from the world and the worldly. With one, make love with heart and soul. Instead of going to church, synagogue. With one, make love with heart and soul. Stick with this beautiful one. Make love with heart and soul, so that you may see with the eye of certainty that there is one and nothing else but Him. He is one. There is no God but He. Wahdahu la ilaha illa huwa. When the kingdom comes to you by its shining, whatever is in your heart will come to be. Constantly direct your sovereignty towards Gnosis, so that this attribute may be yours. Okay, sir, can we explain the valley of Gnosis one more time? The valley of Gnosis is a valley that when you enter it, you gain Gnosis and knowledge of all beings in the universe. You know why the rhinoceros came into being, what the universe is, meaning the universe. Verse means collection. My beautiful uni means one, meaning one collection. Meaning universe means one body. Meaning universe means a single-bodied world. Do you remember on Iranian television I read this poem twice? Unfortunately, I couldn't explain it completely there. I kept saying, sir, they are lying. They changed Saadi's verse. They displaced Saadi's verse. The children of Adam are members of one another is wrong. What is the reason? Because in the valley of love and the valley of Gnosis, when you become a seeker and enter, you understand what you are saying. So what secret are we now revealing in this valley? A secret you have heard before, meaning you didn't pay attention to it. What does it say here? In the valley of love, you reach a level where the matrix opens up. You see the universe particle by particle. Slowly you understand that, sir, these proponents of plurality of existence are talking nonsense, and the whole world is interconnected. It's a universe. Everything is connected. When I curse here, go see what's happening in the middle of Mars. Go see what's happening on the other side of the Big Bang in the universe. Where do you understand this? Only in the third valley, Gnosis, you understand. In the valley of Gnosis, you understand two simple things. Number one, you understand the universe is not a plurality of existence. where you can take someone to prison and rape them and be assured no one will know, which now cameras have been sent, the cameras can now find out. 500 years ago no one understood anything, but now in this valley you just realize that the valley of Gnosis means the universe is... Suddenly the eye of your heart opens. Suddenly you look and you see, oh my God, everything that God has created, as you say, or the perfect man has created, as we say, is all connected. It's all one piece, meaning it all has one six-dang deed registered to one perfect man. Meaning that, look who God is then, that whatever he created, he put it all in one small valley. Where did he create it? Here Attar Saadi revealed the secret. In the valley of Gnosis, here Saadi states two profound points. One, Mr. Hosseini, we also passed the same valley as Attar. Man, we also passed the same valley as Hafez. We passed Hafez's valley, man. We passed all these valleys. Hosseini, bravo! You are explaining correctly to the people. Bravo, Hosseini, bravo! It's true that they call us poets, and they come and don't let them fix Shams's grave, and they come next to us. He wants to see his mom, he goes and they don't let him. To take a shower with us, he comes with dirt, he comes with dirty clothes to my grave. I'm giving an example. Our people don't know who we are. Mr. Hosseini, you're explaining well. Do you know why you're explaining well, Hosseini? I say no, Mr. Saadi. He says because now too there is a Saadi. Now too there is a Rumi, now too there is a Shams Tabrizi, now too these exist. And now too there is a guardian and a successor and a prophet and a messenger and a Mahdi and a Hadi and an Imam of the age, meaning your own Imam of the age also exists. And now too they are destroying the structure of a Sufism. Bravo! You understood. In the valley of Gnosis, all mystics reveal a great secret. In the valley of Gnosis, the first knowledge is monotheism. Meaning in the valley of Gnosis you know monotheism. Now here is a point I want to explain, meaning in the valley of Gnosis you know two things. Number one, you gain gnosis of the universe. Your eye suddenly opens, you understand the matrix exists. All the planets and galaxies are revolving in this structure. Everything is connected. Number two, you understand that monotheism exists. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. What do we understand from the call to prayer during prayer, man? When you're not a seeker, how do you understand Allahu Akbar? Say, He is Allah, the One. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. For your mother's sake, when you pray without the permission of the perfect man, how have you reached the valley of Gnosis? That when you say, He is Allah, the One. You don't even understand this word ahad, one. You just mumble it to yourself. What do you and I understand? You and I are like cows. What do we really understand when we recite? Say He is Allah, the One. It means you must have definitely passed the valley of quest, past love, and entered the valley of Gnosis to understand, say He is Allah, the One. Meaning any mullah who stands up for Friday prayers and you bow and prostrate towards his ass, you fool, must have understood the valley of Gnosis. The very first lesson of the principles of religion that we shouted about in this program, which is based on investigation and not imitation, is this. The first step is monotheism, justice, prophethood, imamate, resurrection. Meaning you must pass three valleys, meaning if you haven't known the perfect man, you are behind a wall, you must know him. You go into the valley of quest, you rip yourself apart. In the valley of love, you rip yourself apart. In Gnosis, you finally understand, say He is Allah the One. Say He is Allah the One. We don't understand at all these principles of religion that you talk about. Where do you get these principles of religion from? Does the Quran say we have principles of religion? Where did you understand that monotheism, justice, prophethood, imamate, and resurrection are these? Where did you understand this? Which school did you go to that you took such liberties? You fool. Then he says, yes, in the Quran, synagogue, and yes. These principles of religion are not in the Quran. We don't know. It's written in the books. What books? Look, you've stolen Sufism. You're talking about it and you don't understand a thing about it. You're just mumbling. Attar Rumi Saadi revealed the secret. The children of Adam are members of one body. Meaning Saadi, in the valley of Gnosis, the universe has opened up for him. Then he saw that whatever God created is like one physique, one atom, meaning he looked into the little left toe of the perfect man and saw that from the Big Bang until now is only in there. That's why Attar says, I saw 18,000 worlds in the perfect man. Look in an old fallen man that if you blow on him, he'll fall on his face. What did Attar see? Man, look what... I'm just explaining the depth of that beautiful one. Within half a meter of him, Attar, in the perfect man, in the valley of Gnosis, saw 18,000 worlds, one of which you have just shit in your own galaxy that you are just about to send two to Mars, and you are screaming. Saadi says, the children of Adam are members of one body, for in creation they are of one essence, and that is Who. They are all made from an essence called He, and they are all members of one body. And here he advises, meaning he enjoins good between his words. I promised my mother I wouldn't curse. Mr. Mullah, you fool. Saadi first declares, I have permission from the perfect man. I am speaking. I am running a program. I have permission. And first he explains his valley. He says the children of Adam are members of one body, meaning first he says what step I'm standing on, what my station is, and then he enjoins good and forbids evil, meaning behind the verse he enjoins good. He says, the children of Adam are members of one body, for in creation they are of one essence. When a member is afflicted with pain, other members uneasy remain. If you have no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot retain. Sir, you haven't reached the valley of Gnosis. You've jumped up 2 steps like a monkey, and you're yapping for the people there. Then the foolish people also sit and cry, or get happy or clap. Man, Saadi has reached the valley of Gnosis. He says, Sir, by God, I have passed the valley of Gnosis. I have permission to speak. Only now can I, because I understood monotheism in the valley of Gnosis, meaning I don't even have the right to pray. Because when you don't understand monotheism, you can't pray. Because when you understand monotheism, how are you going to pray? You can't pray at all. You can't go to church until you understand what Christ is love means, meaning what the whole physique of Christ is. You don't understand. Christ forgives everyone. You don't understand. Mr. Hosseini, am I lying? They are really telling the truth, but we don't understand. Only in the third valley, which is the valley of Gnosis, does Saadi know monotheism, not that he understands it. Here, in this valley, Saadi is just indicating that I know and I don't understand. Monotheism must be, he says, if you strike any being in the world, that story I told that my father told me, I asked him as a child what God means. He said, God put the skewer on the gas stove and said, take off your pants. I said, what is the connection between God and a hot skewer and me taking off my pants? He said, I want to heat the skewer and stick it somewhere on you. I said, well, how do I understand God? He said, wherever on your body I stick it, my son, you will scream and shout. You will scream and shout. Where can I stick it that you won't shout? I said, wherever you stick it, I'll shout. He said, this is God. Whoever you curse, you've cursed him. Whoever's heart you break, you've broken his heart. If you speak without the permission of the perfect man, you're toast. This is what they call God. Saadi has walked this valley. Do you remember last week I said these Sufis are all liars? Lying in Sufism and mysticism has one more word. If I tell you, you'll laugh for an hour. You'll say, oh, so this has nothing to do with mullahs and priests and such. Number. It's called dissimulation, meaning you speak according to their level of understanding. That Sufi, the Sufi doesn't lie. But when your father asks him a question, he speaks for you. Whatever he says is at your level of understanding. The more you understand, the more that Sufi makes you understand. He hasn't told a lie to him, like that story of Salman and Abu Dar. This was the subject. The story's subject, the message of the story is important. We want to give one message. That too is a very important point, that this story is rarely known. This too has only come from the Sufis. They released it cleverly. The games they played, saying that Abu Dar Salman, he had gone and says yes. These are example stories, for instance, that Muhammad ibn Abdullah has no shadow. He told Abu Dar, don't joke. You see my shadow this much. What do you mean he has no shadow? 2 shadows. Then he joked with these words and such. Abu Dhar went to Muhammad and said, "Sir," he says, "you have no shadow." Who said that? He says, "Salman said it." He said, "Go on, he's mistaken. He's lying. Don't let him go. Go." He went. Then he called Salman and said, "Sir, if you see something, don't say it, man. This valley of quest and gnosis and these things are for you. He is also treading this same valley. His understanding is different from your understanding. If you see something, don't tell him, you ... Meaning even they, the Sufis, don't have the right to tell each other. Why? Because in the valley, this one Attar went, that one Rumi went, that one Saadi went. You don't have the right to say. And after that is this famous sentence, they say, that whatever Salman knew, if Abu Dhar had understood, first Muhammad would have cut off his head, Salman's, meaning just that, he would have died an infidel. This is also an important point. Yes, here it says, the children of Adam are members of one body, for in creation they are of one essence. Here it's the same. He says it's the same there too. He says this is also the same. He says, meaning they are all the same. Meaning he specifies what the valley is. The next story of Mr. Attar is about the tale of Mahmud and a madman dwelling in ruins, which he talks about, and my time is up. Anyway, let me tell you. Look, we give small explanations about these valleys in a way that both I understand and you understand. And after that, it can't be explained. For example, the children of Adam are members of one body, or that poem we read again from Mr. Hafez of Isfahan we explained, meaning until we go further, this subject remains preserved. You now, after a long time, we just understood that, for example, the children of Adam are members of one body, means the entire universe in the perfect man, draw a shape of a man on the map, on paper, and then particle by particle, whatever you see in the world that you now call God created, that one calls nature created, whatever is created, is in this very being called the perfect man. Let me tell you, Sufism. And wherever someone mentions the name of the perfect man and doesn't mention Sufism, know that the son of a bitch is lying. For example, I mean like the name of, for example, the Imam of the age. These, meaning this person, they are now riding the wave that we have become millions on your left and right. The listeners have fortunately gone above 6-7 million. 6-7 million, 8 million are listening to this program. I am very happy, and the program itself opens its doors through the advertising that you dear friends are doing. And whether we want it or not, whether you want it or not, this program will explode. It's not in my hands or yours anymore. It has really gotten out of my hands and yours. I think in 2 more weeks we will be going downhill, meaning our uphill climb is over, and even I can't stop this program anymore, meaning it will go into a downhill slide where we will have a bubbling movement. This will happen. And for this reason, anyone who listens to this program and doesn't promote it shouldn't think they are a good person. They should be a little ashamed of themselves, meaning if they don't tell their maternal uncle, don't tell their paternal aunt, unfortunately, they should really be ashamed, meaning they can't call themselves Iranian, because in Iran they are attacking Saadi and Rumi and Khayyam, but we must talk about Ferdowsi. They are attacking Ferdowsi and Khayyam and these, and you just smile, and then you've listened to the program and you go watch your ridiculous Friday series, and then it's not important. Or you are following this program with heart and soul. It's summarized in one verse. The lamp that God ignites, whoever puffs at it will burn his own beard. And this is definitely happening. Yes, restart didn't start to end in some way. Restart came to mess you all up, to that complete beautiful one and the Sufis around him, to the perfect man, the Mahdi, the Hadi, to the Pole, to the elder, to the prophet, to the great man of history, to the one in whom the universe is contained. I entrust you. Until next week, farewell.